Hey, good morning. Gonna do an update on what I have changed with Naaman's tank and a little bit about her tail. So if you guys looked on Instagram, you saw a picture yesterday. I was putting Neosporin on the tail tip, and I'm not saving this. This is kind of creepy. I'm not saving this, but the tip came off yesterday. After I put the Neosporin on, I've been watching it forever, and finally, I think really because she's grown to the point where that tail tip, it was kind of bending as her tail was on the floor. And you see how much bigger she is compared to the log now? Yes, I'm talking about you. She's so reactive, it's so funny. But I think that's what helped it bend enough to finally come off. So I'm keeping Neosporin on it. Of course, I emailed the vet Friday. They're like, she's gone, she'll be back Monday. It's always how it goes. I'm like, is Neosporin good enough? Like, what do I do once that comes off? So, can I get a clear shot with some light? Maybe. There we go. Yeah. So it's closing up. It's 50% there. Hey, buttons. So also, I got a Vivarium Electronics fixture. I bought that from LLLreptiles.com. Great site. They don't tell you it's a Vivarium Electronics, but the first one that I got from them, I just ordered because they had the right size. Because I have the 24-inch, which means the 22-inch bulb will fit it. You see those advertised as 24 or 22, they're the same. But what they sent me was Vivarium Electronics, and I thought they were really great. The reflectors go all the way down. You know, you see that? It goes all the way down. So literally, it's flat. You could set this on top of a tank if it's too powerful. And what's interesting is the other ones I have, see that janky thing? Oh, you can't see it. It's too bright. It's a sun blaster. And those have, they're called nanotechnology reflectors, but the reflectors don't come down as far, so they're not as great. Let me see, what does she have? Okay, Rose, I think, has a Vivarium Electro. I think I've got 3 of these now. I think I shifted the sun blasters to my plants. They're good enough for plants. Sun blaster was the one that I figured out. The reflector, the shiny, actual shiny part under there, it slides out. They had installed a batch of those backwards. So you can see in another video of mine, I've got a playlist about lighting. And it took me forever to figure out, why did I buy these new fixtures and got Murray set up with the T5 bulbs, which are way better, not as much flicker. But they had installed the reflectors backwards, and I found that out by going to, it's a Facebook group called Reptile Lighting, and somebody in there had figured that out. They found out and let me know, hey, I went through the same thing, and you know how I knew? It's because of that right there. So that's pretty important. So if you look, one thing about this, I tested this before, and let's see if I can get a good shot. That's at 7. Right there, it's at 7. So where that little sensor is, what are you doing? That was not 7 with the Sun Blaster, but it's 7 with the Vivarium Electronics one. It's more powerful. It was less than that, so I actually had to rig up, instead of using these little hooks to hang it down further, I had to hang the other one down further so there was the right amount of UVB on the basking area. So, okay, I ordered a new one because the reflector thing, I just needed another one. Because one of my sun blasters I ordered and it didn't have I ordered one without the reflector because I wanted to have an extra one. But I knew if it just burned out, I would just move the reflector over. But I've shifted over to Vivarium Electronics. Excellent product, and they're more powerful. You know, your cord is a variable, your outlet, your power source is a variable, the fixture itself is a variable, the bulb is a variable, and you can help chase it down with one of these. These are $200 something, but I'll tell you something. I have 3 bearded dragons, and the advice is if you don't have one of these, you just buy new bulbs every 6 months. And I have not had to buy new bulbs. It's going on 2 years. So for 2 dragons so far, that's $60 for the bulbs. There's Murray. There's Rose. So I would have had to spend $60 4 times now. But since I have this, and I know that the bulbs are still good, that has saved me 60 times 3, 180 so far. So it's paid for itself already. And if dragons live to be 20 years, why would you not get this? Just so for 1, you're saving money on bulbs, and 2, so you know you got it right. If I had left that hooked up with these little hooks here and gone down that much farther, she would have been at 13 UVB, well, 13 in the Ferguson zone, which would have been way too much. That's not good. So that's what I did this morning. I changed that out, and I put the janky one up there for plants, trying to bring those back to life. And I'm keeping an eye on the tail. Got some Neosporin on it, but I'm trying to let it close up. If you just keep lathering on Neosporin to a wound, it won't always form a scab. And a scab is going to be more protective for her right now. And, you know, you want to put it on right at the beginning, but you got to be careful. So that's where we are right now. Aren't you, little pudding? So, yep, that's our update today. The tail's looking good. She's looking good. She's very active, very strong, very reactive. Oh, you're going to be still? You posing? Oh my gosh. You know you're gorgeous. You do. Well, thank you guys. We'll see you next time.